Welcome back to another episode of TPC. We're going to do the NFL Week 4 predictions. I know we already had a game earlier this week, Seattle versus the Cardinals. That was a very competitive game. Sam Darnold's been carrying this team, the Seattle Seahawks, 3-1 now. And Cardinals, they're 2-2 now. It's a close race in the NFC West. It came down to the final wire game-winning field goal for Seattle. Cardinals are going to get better throughout the season. Marvin Harrison got better in the second half. Everyone was attacking him in the first half, and Kyler Murray looked terrible. Now everyone's coming after Kyler Murray. The Cardinals are going to figure it out. I think the Cardinals are still a playoff team. They'll figure it out. It's early in the season. Let's go start with the morning game. We got a game in Dublin. Vikings versus Steelers. Aaron Rodgers facing one of his former teams in the NFC North. Vikings are coming off a really good win versus the Bengals. They blew them out. It was a straight blowout game. And, 48-10, holding those competitive receivers. What's his name? Isaiah Rodgers had 2 touchdowns, a fumble return, and a pick 6 return. The guy was everywhere. And that was a big help of the win with that. And the pressure they did, really good pressuring, Jake Browning. They had a total of 3 sacks. Sacking 4 times, only, 6 punts too, and then only a total of yards, 171 yards total in that game. That is insane for a defense, and only hold him to 10 points. That is really good. And this Minnesota defense is really good with Brian Flores. Brian Flores better get a job after this year, especially how good of a DC he is, especially last year and this year so far. He's going to get a job, hopefully. And Carson Wentz he played really good against that Bengals defense that was not really good. And I think the Steelers defense has been very sloppy. Last game they did keep them in the game versus the Patriots, but that's the Patriots. They don't have any weapons. It's just Drake May. And, have Stephon Diggs a little bit and Hunter Henry. That's it. And this offense has been stale. This is the thing about this offense I'm looking at is Aaron Rodgers did say, the defense carried them. Pretty much. Has been carrying them a little bit, keeping them alive in these games, especially it's not Seattle game. It was been bad. But, this defense was averaging 60 points allowing the first 2 weeks. Now they got better last week against the Patriots, but now you're going into Dublin, and I do not know if they're the favorite in this game. I do not know that, if I am correct. Because if they are, let me see if they are the favorite in this game. No, Minnesota is the favorite by 2.5 in this game. And, it's going to be tight. And it's going to be a good game, I think. I do think the Vikings win this game, though. No, wait. I'm going to take Steelers. No, I'm going to take Steelers in this game. I think A-Rod's going to get, I think he's going to do really good in this game, actually. I think A-Rod is going to fix the mistakes. They're going to fix the mistakes earlier because that week 3 game versus the Patriots, the defense did keep them alive. The defense got better overall because in this game, it was just bad overall for this offensive game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it was just overall not really good game. The offense was really good week 1. Week 2 was very stale. Yeah, interception, 2 touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers, 47 yards. Nothing crazy in this game for the offense. And then the turnovers, I think they had a bunch of turnovers. I think they had if I can see, how many turnovers did they had? Yeah, Jonas Smith had a fumble. He fumbled the ball, and Aaron Rodgers threw a pick, and just not really good, and only 64 yards rushing. And DK Metcalf has not done anything. I know he had a touchdown, but 32 yards, that's it. But if I had to say, Steelers going to win this game, and win it on Dublin. And going to another game, let's get to the 12 o'clock slate. Commanders versus Falcons. Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin are both out for this game. And it's Marcus Mariota part 2 again. And can Mariota get another win against another former team of his? He's facing a team that, let him go out in the Arthur Smith era, the week, the first of Arthur Smith, and then Arthur Smith got fired. And the Commanders are trying to, they win this game. They're 3-1, looking really good. And, it kind of opens your eyes. Is Cliff Kingsbury coach candidate next year? Because he does. He deserves to be a coach candidate, if anything. Maybe the Dolphins. Maybe the Titans, maybe that, we'll see those. But I think he's a good coach, and he's leading this team as an offense. It looks like it's a system, if anything. And Jaden Daniels is good, but maybe it's that system of Cliff he has right now in Kingsbury. But the Falcons, though, after getting blown out 30-0, and they had more yards than the Panthers losing that game, and Michael Penix got benched. They said Michael Penix is going to be starting this week. I put it in my fantasy. Hopefully he does good. And, it's at Atlanta, and I think I look at this. Atlanta is a really good team. It's the OC's been terrible. The OC for this team has been selling them the offensive coordinator, and that's been the biggest issue for this team is they have so many weapons, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, but you're only using one, and that's Bijan Robinson. And Bijan Robinson did not do that well last week against the Panthers, but they still had more yards than, if anything. The Falcons are favored in this game by 1.5, and if I had to say, I'm going to take Mariota. I'm going to take the Commanders. I think the Commanders, I think Mariota's going to get revenge on another team. He blew out another week, and that front four is looking really good for the Commanders and applying pressure, and they sacked a lot of times on Geno Smith. I think ranked 4 times last week. It was just bad. Geno Smith would run for his life, and I think Michael Penix is going to run for his life, but hopefully he does a high-scoring game. It's kind of crazy. Michael Penix has lost every single game if a team has scored more points than 6. Not really good. Maybe he's the bust in this draft. I don't know. But heading to another game, though. Chargers-Giants. Chargers-Giants, Jackson Dart, this is his first start. And he's facing the 3-0 hot Chargers. And I do think this is at New York. And Jackson Dart posted a picture of Justin Herbert's girlfriend today. And I don't think I like that. I think this is going to be bad. Justin Herbert is going to throw 5 TDs on his head, and it's going to be bad. And this defense is going to ruin Jackson Dart's day, pretty much, if I had to say. And this is only the 3rd rookie start for a quarterback fourth quarterback start for the Giants since Phil Simms, Eli Manning, and Daniel Jones. And only one quarterback has lost, and that was Eli Manning against the Falcons. And I think, if I had to say, Brian Dable is playing for his job. Brian Dable is playing it. And Jackson Dart is his only hope. I'm going to take the Chargers, no matter what, because the Chargers are red hot and they're going to be 4-0. And maybe this could be a trap game because that front four is really good for the Giants. But I don't know. Can Jackson Dart really do that good against this Chargers 3-0 team as his first start in the NFL? I don't think so. Especially that post they did to Justin Herbert. That's disrespectful. And I know it's game. But I think Justin Herbert's going to go off and it's going to be a straight blowout. And Brian Dable is out of there probably. Heading to another game. Let's do Buffalo, New Orleans. I have nothing to say. Buffalo's just going to rape them. Buffalo is going. They're 15.5 favorites in this game, and I think it's just going to be a blowout. It's at Buffalo too. It's going to be bad. We saw Seattle a couple weeks ago. It was a blowout, and I think the Saints team is just tanking. We know that. And the Bills, the Bills are the Bills. We know what the Bills are going to do. They're going to win these games, get competitive, and just consider be consistent. And they should be consistent because the Bills. I mean, they're 3-0 after coming off a win against the Dolphins and the Jets. I mean, they're averaging almost 30-plus points, and Josh Allen is carrying this team. Josh Allen might have another MVP season, maybe, but he's carrying this team and he's being a thing. And then maybe the Bills, this is their year, maybe. We'll see because the Chiefs are having a down year and the Ravens are not looking good. This is the thing. They're 1-3. Both of them are. I mean, I don't know. We'll see, but I think Buffalo wins and dominate. Another game, Detroit-Cleveland. Cleveland has a good defense. I'll say that. Mason Graham, Myles Garrett, solid. They're carrying this team. Denzel Ward, solid. The offense, though, is nothing. They did beat the Packers. I'll say that. They did come back, score 13 unanswered points, kick the game-winning field goal, and they got a blocked field goal. It's just the defense, though. The defense is carrying this team to wins. That's the thing about the Browns. Their offense sucks. Their offense can't do anything. Junkins is good. I like Junkins. David Njoku, Hartnell Freeney, the rookie tight end, and then you still have, Jerry Jeudy. That's it, though. Joe Flacco cannot win this game. I don't think it's in Detroit. Last game was in Cleveland, and Cleveland can just somehow be crazy. But I mean, it's another 12 o'clock game. Detroit's offense is averaging almost 50 points now, and this is bad. Detroit's offense is looking insane, and everyone really thought it was Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, carrying this team, and it's not. Dan Campbell can coach. Dan Campbell can make these guys into something. And now they're 2-1. Looking good. Could be 3-1 after this week, and they're going to start really good. And Detroit, I think Detroit's still my favorite to win this division. I think Detroit's offense is still way better than, the Packers. And I think they're going to get better and better every week. And I think Jared Goff is going to prove people wrong, and Dan Campbell and them are going to run it back. So Detroit wins this game. New England versus Carolina. Kind of a steady game. I mean, Carolina did good last week against the Falcons, 30-0. You didn't let them get across the 50, but you didn't have more yards than them. You didn't have more anything against them, but you still won the game. That's all I care about. And Bryce Young did decent last week, and it's at New England. It's just like, I don't know how to feel. I mean, Bryce Young only had 121 yards in that game. Chuba Hubbard was a big factor. Rico too. And T-Mac. And then, I don't think Legette's playing this game, I don't think. But, or maybe he is. I don't know. He didn't play last week. It's just like, the defense is solid. Derek Brown, J.C. Horn, Trevon Morgan or Morrig. The back end of safety, he's solid. It's just like, I don't know. The Patriots, though, I mean, they can't drop 1-2. They can't. They got to win this game. They got to be 2-2. And Drake May's playing really good. Drake May looked really good last week. It's just, the defense was really good for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they showed up. The defense did really good also for the Patriots. I mean, Mike Vrabel is going to get this team right. We know that. He's a good coach. He should have not got fired in Tennessee, and he's still a good coach. And I think he's going to find a way to get this team in the playoffs. I still think New England could make the playoffs this year, honestly. And I just think this game's going to be competitive. This is another guy, Dave Callens. He's fine for his job. Dropping 1-3, he's going to be big red flags. And Mike Vrabel is not going to fight for his job. We know if they drop 1-3, it's fine. They'll fix it off. This is just a rebuild. This roster still has to figure out things. Carolina, you know what I mean. They got to figure some things. But if I had to say, I'm going to take New England in this game. They're favored in this game. I'm going to take them. Let's talk about the 0-3 battle. Houston versus Tennessee. Both these teams are 0-3. No one expected Houston to be 0-3 at this time. The last time they were 0-3, last time... It's kind of an interesting stat. Every time the Texans win back-to-back years in the division, they miss the playoffs. It's an insane stat. They miss the playoffs every time they go back-to-back champs in their division. And they have a bad year. And they come back eventually, though. But every time they go back-to-back, they suck, they miss, and they don't do anything. And maybe they figure it out. Maybe a lot of people... I think C.J. Stroud and them are going to figure out some things. I know they cut C.J. Gardner-Johnson last week, and I'm very shocked about that. He's still not got picked up yet. But, this defense is carrying this team. C.J. Stroud has to get better. I know that interception, he threw a bad pick against the Jags in the final minutes, and it's just not looked good. He's not looked good in the past 2 weeks, and this offensive line has been terrible for him. And Nico Collins is one of the receivers. I don't know why they're not playing the Iowa State 2 receivers, Nolan and Jalen Higgins. I don't know. Or Noel. And I just don't know why they're not playing them. I don't. They need to play them. They're really good young rookies, and they just give a chance. And, Christian Kirk is your other guy, and then you still don't have Tank Dell back. He tore his ACL last year. You don't have Joe Mixon. You don't have a run game. It's just, it's very sloppy for the Texans, and I think the Texans just really got to figure something out. And I'm worried about this team. I don't want C.J. Stroud to suck. I don't. I think C.J. Stroud is a good quarterback in this league. Just give him time. He's a pocket quarterback. You got to give him an O-line. They don't have an O-line. After revamping everything, 5 new O-linemen this year, and this defense is keeping them alive. DeMeco Ryans is going to keep this team alive his best because he's a good coach in this league. Last year in the playoff game, it was their defense, and defense. It's everything about this is defense, and the offense just has to pick it up now. Is the only thing is the rookie year was just the offense. It was looking good, but now it's just the defense carrying this team, and I know DeMeco Ryans is going to figure it out. If in Tennessee, everyone hates the coach. He's getting fired in the next couple weeks. He's on the hot seat. Cam Ward is his team, if anything. And Eric Ulmeyer or Olamir, the receiver from Stanford, they drafted in the second round. He's been good. That connection and him are really good. And then Chris Orico, they're the tight end they have. It's been solid also. It's just and Calvin Ridley's getting better. It's just the offense is decent. It's just they had to play the Rams last week, and it was they played the Colts last week, and it was just bad, very bad. There's no defense. And Cam Ward's just out there by himself, and it's just, I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen. If I had to say, I think Texans win this game, though, but, I think Tennessee got to fire that coach, though, if anything. But let's go to a game that I honestly should have been a prime time or, a flex. Tampa Bay versus Philadelphia. Tampa Bay has their number on Philly. Every time Philly plays Tampa Bay wins. No matter what. Baker Mayfield is on a 3-game winning streak right now on game-winning drives. Every single game has been a game-winning drive. Week 1 was game-winning drive against the Falcons. Game-winning drive against the Texans. Week 3. Or was it week 2? I think it was week 3. And then week 2, it was a game-winning drive against the... I'm trying to remember who did they play week 2. Who was it 2? No, Texans, and last week was the Jets. Yeah, they flipped it. My bad. Yeah, game-winning drive against the Texans in overtime, and then week 3, game-winning drive because you have to get the blocked field goal returned, and then they did a drive down the field, kick a game-winning field goal again. Made it more competitive, but Baker Mayfield was looking good, looking like a top 5 quarterback. In that conversation. I'm not gonna say where he's at, but he's looking really good. And I like this offense with Amike, and I don't think Evans is playing, but Chris Godwin is back, and I don't know if Tristan Wirfs is playing this week either, but they did lose a couple guards in their O-line a little bit. We'll see how this does, but this Eagles team, they're 3-0. Jalen Hurts looked good last week. They came back 24-6, I believe that was the score, against the Rams, and it was insane. And they got the blocked field goal too, and it was just insane momentum for Philly. And then A.J. Brown looked good, Saquon Barkley looked good, and the whole offense looked really good and looked dangerous. This looked like the Super Bowl champs again. They looked like they were running it back. They're going for the back-to-back. I don't think they're going back-to-back. I think Tampa Bay is going to bring them back to earth, like they do every time they play each other. They blow them out, or it's a close game. Tampa Bay finds a way to win. Baker Mayfield has his number against them, and I think the Bucs win. I think the Bucs win this game. It is in Tampa Bay, and Philly hates Tampa Bay. They don't win on the heat. Players come out and say they hate playing in Tampa Bay because of the heat in the early September, that humidity. And I think Tampa Bay is going to find a way and win this game, and I think it's going to be another game-winning drive by Baker's effort. I know that the Eagles have the better roster, but I think Baker Mayfield is the better quarterback on the other side. Just saying. Going to that is the rest of the 12 o'clock games, if I am getting that correct. Yes, that is all the games for the 12 o'clock slate. Let's go into the 3 o'clock games, the late afternoon. So 3:05. You got the 2-1 Rams versus the 3-0 Colts. I think this is when the Colts hit rock bottom. Daniel Jones is playing really good. The offense is looking good. Jonathan Taylor and him, Pittman, Tyler Warren. It's just looking really good. The defense is playing really good too. I think the Colts get down to earth. I think the Rams restuck to him. I think the O-line is going to get attacked by this front seven that the Rams should have won last week, but the blocked field goal happened and just crazy things. Jordan Davis and Jaren Carter has been just insane. The Georgia boys, and the Rams are going to figure this out. I know they're going to win. They're not going to drop 2-2. They're going to be 3-1. They should have won last week, but it happens. We all make mistakes in our life. They'll figure it out. This Colts team is going to get back down to earth to the point that Daniel Jones made his first post ever since his college game, his first ever college game, and he said 3-0, quote unquote, or something like that. I don't know. Glad to be 3-0. It's going to be bad. I think this game's going to come back, and everyone's going to attack him in the comment section, and Daniel Jones is going to have a very bad game against that front seven. And Jaden Verse and Versk and who is it? Turner? Yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And I'm going to take the Rams on the road. No, Rams are home. I'm going to take that too. We got San Fran versus Jacksonville. Brock Purdy is playing this game. Is in San Fran. Jags are 2-1, I believe, now. 2-1. Looking good. You got a good win against the Texans, a division rival, and you beat the Panthers week 1. Both those teams are defeated, and you lost to a close game against the Bengals with Jake Browning. Something I got to fix is the Brian Thompson connection with him and Trevor. Something I got to fix. ETN and Tuthin are doing really good. The running game's good. I think Colin got the run game solid. It's just the one thing is, can Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thompson figure something out, and can you use Travis Hunter? Use him. Figure out how to put him on the field. He only has a total of below 500 yards. I know he's going to, if anything, just leave him on defense. Work your offense on their side. Build a connection with Brian Thompson. Don't force feed Travis Hunter. Just find a way to get Brian Thompson and Trevor Lawrence on the same page. That's my advice for the offense. If they can't figure someone else, this offense is not going anywhere, and they're going to just pummel. And I still think they're my favorite to win this division because with the better roster and the defense they have. And San Fran, no Nick Bosa. I don't know if CMC's playing. Brock's back, though. George Kittle's out, too. No Ayuk still. It's just Ricky, Jennings, and, it's just other guys. And I don't know how this offense looks. I mean, they won last week. They got a game-winning field goal against, the Cardinals. And you had a close game against the Saints, too. Too many close games. It's due to happen. And if Brock Purdy does not look good, Mac Jones, people are going to be screaming for Mac Jones for that job because Mac Jones can actually win this game. And I'm going to stay on the statement. Brock Purdy's the system. We all know that. Kyle Shanahan just makes every quarterback good. We know that. Every single quarterback is good in the system. To the point you saw Matt Ryan win MVP in 2016. And he was still good a couple years, but he makes quarterbacks good. These are all game managers. Give him a top quarterback, it's over. Just saying. And if I had to say a team to win this game, I'm going to take the Jags on the road. I think it's due to fail. That's my thing. It's due to fail. It's due to happen. Let me take the Jags on the road. I'm taking the plus 3.5. Now we'll save this one for last. Vegas versus Chicago. Chicago's coming off a good game against the Cowboys. Caleb Williams looked really good. Luther Burden, DJ Moore, and then Oduzde. That offense looked really good against the terrible Cowboys defense. And now you're playing another week against a terrible defense and a terrible offense, where Geno Smith can protect him. I'm gonna say it right now. Tank for Lenore Sellers, or someone, or Dante Moore. The Vegas, I think it's done for Vegas. I think the Geno Smith experience is not looking good. Your O-line can't block for him. You need a mobile quarterback back there because your O-line can't do anything. You got nothing for this O-line. It's just bad. And I think you need to get better at that, and I just don't know. I mean, Genty's been terrible too. Genty's been hit the most in the backfield. The O-line can't get anything going. He's more of a stretch back and more of the pulling guards and all that kind of stuff. He's not a straight down the middle. You just got to get zoning it, and you can't zone these offensive line. I mean, it's just bad. And now you're playing a Bears team that's going on red hot, and they're trying to build this momentum after beating the Cowboys, destroying the Cowboys. And I just don't think it's going to look good. I think this Raiders team, it is in Chicago. It's at Vegas, but it doesn't matter. I think Chicago is going to win this game. I think Chicago is going to win. If Vegas is favored 1.5, I'm taking that all day. Taking the plus. So give me the Chicago Bears in this game because I think Caleb Williams is going to build a race statement. Keep building the statement, and people aren't going to attack him anymore. Now let's talk about the game of the week. Both these teams are 1-2. Both these teams could be 1-3 after this win. Chiefs, Baltimore, in KC. The Ravens' defense sucks. Derrick Henry has regressed. Lamar Jackson's doing his job. We all know Lamar. Lamar's making these receivers look good. Mark Andrews looking good. Zay Flowers looks good. Bateman looks good. Everyone looks good. Derrick Henry, though, what's going on with him? 12 carries, 50 yards, and a fumble. Sold the game. Now, it's been 3 fumbles this year. It's terrible. What's going on? They got to fix that. Now let's go attack the Chiefs. 1-2. Every game's been close. The defense has been okay. The offense has just been patties. Everywhere back this week. I know you have no weapons. They're going to figure it out. This is the Chiefs. They're going to figure it out. I still think they win this division because the Chiefs run this division. I don't think the Chargers win this division. In my opinion. But I trust the Chiefs win this game more than the Ravens because the Chiefs don't need this game. They can drop 1-3 because they don't have any weapons. They don't have anything. They're still missing players. The Ravens need this game. The Ravens need to win this game so they can elevate their game because this defense sucks. They need a big statement. That Browns game meant nothing to them. Nothing. I mean, same with the Giants win over the Chiefs, but they won Super Bowls. The Ravens need this game. They need a statement. They need to win on the road and build a momentum for this tight division they're in. It doesn't look good, and this division could go to the Steelers or the Bengals. Maybe the Browns. I don't know. This division is not looking good, in past memory. I mean, it's really just between the Steelers and the Ravens. Because the Bengals, Jake Browning, unless they trade for a quarterback, and Russell Wilson, or James Winston, or maybe the Browns win with Joe Flacco. Who knows? But, yeah. Do I trust the Chiefs more to fix their mistakes, or do I trust the Ravens defense to fix their mistakes and Derrick Henry? Who's more going to sell? Chiefs have had a close game every single week. Ravens defense can't get a stop. And they choke. I think the Ravens are going to fight more because they need it more. And it's the Chiefs. I'm going to take the Ravens in this game. Give me the Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens in this game, and I think the Ravens win on the road. And they are favored in this game by 2.5. I'm taking them. Now let's go to the game that everybody... Oh, no, I already hit this game earlier in this week, a couple weeks ago, so ignore that. The Monday night games. So, Miami versus New York. Miami and New York. So, Miami, both 0-3, both teams at Miami. Can Tua do good? Can Tyreek and him build a connection? Can Waddle get good? And Waddle's going to do their job. Waller's playing this game also. A-Chain's been this offense, if anything. I mean, Mike McDaniel's fighting for his job. Aaron Glenn's having a good time. Man was dancing. Man was just, woo! A dance on the sideline you could have saw, but that man was cooking. They could have won the game against, the Bucks on the road, but, the defense just want to sell and not too good. And I think Justin Fields is playing this game also. He's playing. Or maybe not. I don't know. But if he does play, he needs to step up, or Tyler Taylor's going to come for his job, and then they're going to draft a quarterback, and Justin Fields' career is done. Because I really do hope Justin Fields is doing good. And Garrett Wilson's been this offensive main threat, and Mason Taylor also. They're tied in help. So, yeah. And then Breece Hall is going to get traded in a couple weeks. We know that already. If I had to say, Aaron Glenn's team's getting better every week. That's the thing. Miami's team's fighting for their life. Mike McDaniel's fighting for his job. Tua's fighting for his job, if I had to say. I'm going to take the Dolphins in this game. Honestly, I think the Dolphins and Tua and them are going to figure some things out, and I think the better weapons are going to show out. And they're favored in this game in 2.5. So I'm going to take that. Bengals, Denver. This offense is Joe needy. You don't have and Chase Brown sucks also in the running back. This team needs Joe Burrow more than ever in the season whenever Joe Burrow's out, because Jake Browning can't do anything against a top defense. And I know the Denver's defense is not looking good, but they should be right now. Honestly, 3-0, honestly, because every game's been close for them. Because this Broncos team is not bad, except week 1 it was bad. But this defense is still good. I still have faith in this team. I think Denver wins this game, of course, because it's Jake Browning. Because Jake Browning, I really thought this guy was going to be turning the clock. I mean, this guy went 9-8 in 2023 when Joe Burrow got hurt the first time. Yeah, was it 23? Yeah, 23. They went 9-8 with him. What's going on? Can Jamar Chase do better? Because Jamar Chase is on my fantasy. I just need him to go off. That's all I'm asking for. And if he doesn't feed him the ball, and you don't give your pass catchers, and you don't give him time, this Bengals team is going to suck and just hit the draft lottery and get ready for the first overall pick or some stuff. I don't know. Denver, Bo Nix has been a little sloppy a little bit. You know, they're going to figure some things out with that. And they should. I mean, he got better last week. And the Cortland Sutton and chemistry and Marvin Mims got a little better. The defense has been meh. I mean, Nick Bonita, Patty Surtain, and then Jahad Barron. It just Greenlaw's been sucky. Also, it's just not looking good. It's just everyone in Denver is saying he's another Randy Gregory to take the bag and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna take Denver in this game. I'm taking the 8.5. It's in Denver, so I'm taking them. So yeah, I'm gonna take that. So if all the games, that's pretty much all the games for the week. And yeah. It's gonna be a great week of football. Hopefully, all the teams go well, and hope I'm correct with my predictions. Thank you all for joining me today.